you can't just be an island when you're a teacher. It's this collaborative family. And so even moving out to the cat pee portables, it was like, we laughed about it, we joked about it. And even when they pulled the dead cat out from under one of the portables, and it was nasty, like full of maggots, grossness. We still had to laugh it off, right? Because we're not going to let these disgusting rooms ruin anything. We're going to make the best of it. We're going to figure it out, because that's what we do. And then one of my teachers calls me after her evaluation. This is in February. And she is crying, not just crying, but like hysterical. She's a second-year teacher. Last year, she had decent, she got everything was going well. Her mentor teacher was super impressed with her. I have been super impressed with her. And she came out of her evaluation and she wanted to quit being a teacher. Okay, what's going on? What happened? Like, and before this evaluation, like during her lesson that she taught for her evaluation, afterwards, she's like, oh my gosh, it went so good. All my kids were participating. Like they were either in the pear deck or they were chatting. Like she was so excited for how this class went, like so excited. So for her to come out of that meeting ready to quit being a teacher, like what? So I'm angry. I'm the head of the math department. I'm angry, like super angry. Like, what are you doing to my teachers? Like, she's done. She's done. She wants to quit being a teacher. So I'm begging, like, please don't, like, breathe. I can't work here anymore, Allicia. I can't do this. Like, okay, I get it. There's lots of other schools. There is. I hate to see you leave. I don't want to lose you on my team because you bring so much, but I get it. And so I went to our principal and I was like, what happened? Why are you having a first year vice principal evaluating a probe 2? That should be you. That should be you doing it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting angry. It was his responsibility. He should have been the one evaluating a probe 2, not a first year VP. This woman was so demoralized that she was going to leave the profession. And I kind of went, it's okay. Just breathe. Everything's going to be fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. And that's kind of my mantra, right? It's fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Because at the end of the day, does it stink that she's leaving? Yes, definitely. But, especially because we couldn't get another math teacher and we're all teaching on our preps. And now they've run off a teacher that not only do I respect as a teacher, but as a human being who is good she's nerdy. Dude, I love her. She is so nerdy. And she is good she teaches the advanced 8th grade and they're nerdy too. Like they need her. They need someone who's like, wears her llama shirts and stuff and is like, yeah, no, what does it say? Like no drama llama or something? I don't even know. But her advanced kids love her because she makes them feel like there's someone on campus who understands them. And they need that. They need someone who's nerdy, who gets them. Anyway, so I was angry, super angry. So now I'm out in these disgusting portables. They've run off one of my math teachers. But it's fine. It's okay. Figure it out. Everything's going to be okay. Then they transferred our special ed person to another school site without his consent. This man understands math better than most math teachers. He is an asset, not only to the special ed department, but to the math department. He is 6'6". He is a bald ginger, if that makes sense. I got facial hair. And the kids love him. They love him. He is this huge, giant dude. And you would think that they would be terrified, and they're not. Because his demeanor with them is very much positive male role model, which a lot of them don't have. So here is this huge bear of a man who these kids idolize because he's what every one of them wants in a dad. And they're going to take that away from these kids. They're going to take that away from me. And I know it sounds selfish, and it is. It's definitely selfish. But he's my friend. We've been working together for 5 years. He's a support system. So now they have put me out in a portable that's disgusting and makes my skin crawl. They have taken away my math teacher, my special ed teacher, and because I'm part of the union, up higher up in the union, I hear stuff that we shield a lot of the teachers from. But there's some we can't, because when you have a board member in a board meeting say we should just fire all the teachers and get people who will do what they're told, that's not real supportive. And when you have the president wonder why we should get bonuses for doing our job, just doing my job. If I was just doing my job, I would show up at school at 7:15. I would leave at 2:15, and I'd be done. I wouldn't spend an extra 20 to 50 hours a week lesson planning, spending my own money to go to trainings so that I can learn different programs. And it's not just me. It's our whole district's teachers have stepped up during this pandemic. The elementary school teachers, holy cow. I don't know how they do it. They are superstars. I'm not even joking. They have been jerked around so much. Can you imagine being with kids for months and months and months, and then being told, oh, sorry, we're rearranging your class? Can you imagine being that kid? Can you imagine being a second grader and being on your fourth teacher of the school year? And even though teachers said, okay, we'll figure it out, just give us time. Like, give it. The district was given a cost of living increase to their budget, including our salaries. But they don't want to increase our salaries. We were told we're not a priority in the budget. The educators are not a priority in the education system. They can't even say that they're trying to support students, because I'm telling you right now, nobody loves their students more than the teachers. Well, maybe their parents. Their parents might love them more. But their admin don't. The board doesn't. We do. We're the ones that every day, we're the ones with them every day. We're the ones that know how hard they have it. We're the ones whose hearts break when they cry, If you've never seen an 8th grade boy cry, then you have no idea what it's like to have your heart broken. And yet we go back every day, and we're willing to have our hearts broken over and over and over again because we love those kids so much. And yet we're not priorities in a budget. And they just want to fire us because we don't do what we're told. It's not like we're asking for $1 million. We're not even asking to get paid like most people with our degrees would be. We're highly educated individuals. And we're not even asking for, for tons of money. We're just asking for a living wage. We're saying, hey, you know what? You got a 3% increase to our budget for our salaries. Can we have that? Other districts around us gave their schools or their teachers bonuses. And that's not called that. It's called an off-schedule salary payment or something. It's not called a bonus, but that's what it is. It's a thank you. Hey, we know how hard you've been working. They paid their teachers to do trainings, but ours didn't. Ours did, however, create their own YouTube videos for us. That way, so we did have some YouTube videos. But anyway, so my last straw, though, was when they destroyed my team. I was done. And it's hard right now because I've told my students I'm not coming back. And my 8th graders are like, well, how are we going to come see you? I'm like, hey, I'm only an hour away. Oh, once you're 18, let me know. We can meet at Starbucks. I'll buy. Because I do. I have kids that now that are in their 30s. When I first started, I taught high school, and that they're in their 30s now, and we're Facebook friends. It's so weird getting birth announcements and stuff. I'm like, God, when did I get old? But my 7th graders are the ones that are not handling it well because they had me another year. And why are you leaving us, Miss Wiggins? I'm tired, guys. They're like, yeah, but you're a fighter. And I am a fighter, which is why I've got to go. Because the fight is destroying my soul. And it kills me. It kills me because if it was them, if I was fighting for them, I would never quit. I would destroy everything for them. I'm just tired of fighting for me. And I know that sounds awful, but I just want to walk up to my classroom and be excited to be there. And I want to talk nerdy with my kids when we start comparing growth rates of snakes. I don't want to fight and try and force someone to see my value as an educator and as a human. I shouldn't have to.
Tell me, why did you go about resigning in the public way that you did at the school board meeting?
So, like I said, I am part of the exec board for the union. I have over 700 teachers that I fight for regularly. It's not just me. It doesn't just affect me. And the school board likes to ignore us. They do. They would be extremely happy if we would just shut up and do our jobs. In fact, they'd like to fire us and hire people who would. And I might be tired of fighting, but I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to just roll over and be like, all right, fine. I'm leaving, but I'm going to make sure they know why. I'm going to make sure that anybody who will listen will know why. It's not just me leaving. We have dozens of teachers leaving our district for the same reason. I have gotten dozens of emails and messages on Facebook from teachers who thanking me for saying how they're feeling. But we're not in it for us. Nobody goes into teaching because they're like, oh yes, I need a pat on the back for myself. That's not why we do it. If you're a teacher, you are in it for the students. You just are. That's just how it is. It's there's no question. But at the end of the day, somebody needs to stand up for the teachers too. And that's where I come in. That's where the union comes in. The union is there to fight for the teachers so the teachers can fight for their students. And I am a fighter. And it kills me that I'm walking away. But, and it does, I have massive guilt because of it. We have people in our union who have been fighting for years and years and years with our district. They helped organize the strike, and they're still going, and they sacrifice family time and personal lives, and all because they see the big picture, and they're trying to protect teachers, because at the end of the day, it's the teachers who take care of those students. And I'm selfish, and I did not realize that until right this moment. Thank you for that. But I'm just tired. And I am a happy, bubbly person, and I don't want to turn into someone who's bitter and angry all the time. So, but like I said, the district needs to know. They need to know why teachers are leaving. And even if they know, we can send them letters all we want, and they can skim over them. It's a whole lot harder to ignore a teacher with bright blue hair who is telling you that you're breaking her heart and crushing her soul. So I hope things get better for Yuba City. I hope that they get better for the teachers, because when they're better for the teachers, then it's better for the kids.
Spoken with Superintendent Asumi or anyone on the board since then?
Yes, but not about that. I met with one of them. She came to get a newsletter from me so she could get a list of who's retiring. What do you say? You know what? They don't listen. They don't, and even if they're listening, they don't hear what's actually being said. One of my absolute most despised phrases is, I hear you. I hate that. And the reason that I hate that is because when someone says, especially if it's something that's really, really important to me, and someone goes, I hear you. No, you don't. You might be listening to the words coming out of my mouth, but you don't hear me. And when I was done, and Ms. Riley said that, I luckily had already turned off my mic, so I couldn't be like, no, you don't. You don't hear me. You might be listening to the words coming out of my mouth, but you are ignoring everything I'm really saying. And honestly, I feel like if I could reach out to every one of them, but I feel like it would be beating a dead horse. It's going to take more than me resigning to change things, unfortunately.